Hello and welcome back to the Facebook Networking Challenge. This is Sherry Anderson, and we are getting ready to connect, collaborate, and cash in on this day 2 training. We are going to be talking about how to master the art of networking in Facebook groups. Now, this video training 2 is the meat of these trainings. This is really going to show you the importance of networking, how to go about it, why you need to be consistent, why you need to show up, and how to show up. And we're going to jump right in and get going on this video training 2. So the key to mastering the art of networking in Facebook groups is forming strong relationships. Facebook is a social media platform. It's very social. You have to use it in a social way to get results. It's all about building those strong relationships and building that know, like, and trust factor. You're going to hear me say that probably a lot in this presentation, because you are more likely to convert clients when you first invest in building strong relationships, because people want to do business with individuals they know, like, and trust. So here's what we're going to cover in this presentation today. We're going to cover the 3 keys to building relationships on Facebook, how to build relationships in Facebook groups, the importance of name recognition, and finding the right Facebook groups. So there are really 3 keys to building relationships on Facebook. You must understand, relationships are built one interaction at a time. You can't go and think that you're going to post and run and everyone's going to know who you are. Because Facebook, and the way they have their algorithms built now, requires you to create the environment to have relationships, because they don't want people just posting a bunch. And your posts aren't going to get seen or seen as often if you're just posting and running. Now, you also have to understand that virtual is not the same as in person. So when you are networking online, it's different. You don't have that instant, touch, the seeing the person, interacting with them. So when you're in the virtual space, it takes more time to build that know, like, and trust, because there are so many people out there who have been burned in their business. They've invested in VAs, they've invested in coaches, they've invested in who knows what for their business, and it didn't pan out. But so it's like a lot of people out there in the online world already have their guard up. So it just takes that extra effort, that extra time, that extra consistency in order to get results. But if you do it right and you do it consistently, I promise you the results will come. And like I said, it takes time, commitment, and a true sense of caring, because we are honest individuals who are truly trying to make a difference in people's lives. And if we put in the time and we are committed to it, and people will see through our posting, through our Facebook Lives, through everything that we're doing, that we really do care about the change that we are offering in our coaching and our services and whatever it is that you do in your business. Now, how to build strong relationships in Facebook groups. There are 4 things you must do. You must be consistent. You must be your authentic professional self, and you must think about the other person, and you must initiate your own post. Like I said, be consistent, show up, post, comment, like, be yourself, and be professional about it. Because, yes, you want to be authentic, but you don't want to be so authentic that you come off as not being professional, like you have no clue what you're doing and that you're a total complete mess. Yes, you need to show that, hey, I am human and my life is not perfect, but do it in a professional way and don't be negative and a Debbie Downer. And, you know, you want to be uplifting, but be authentic and let people know, hey, stuff happens and my life isn't perfect, but you can do it in a professional way. Now, like I said, the next thing is you want to make sure that you're thinking about the other person. How can you support them? I guarantee you, if you go out of your way to ask people how you can support them, you will get so much better responses from people, and they will be so willing to talk to you and reach out to you and share with you, versus if you come at them straight with your offer or, you know, coming at them, they get a vibe from you that you're just trying to sell them, that you don't really care about that authentic relationship. Because here's the thing, no one wants to be sold. So think about how you want to be approached and how you want to interact with people, and think about how you approach them to give them that safe, authentic, real relationship, because that's what we really do desire. And make sure that you are initiating your own post, because if you're not putting your own post out there, if you're just going into groups and liking and commenting on other people's stuff, no one's going to know what you do or what your area of expertise is. So you want to make sure that you initiate your own posts in these groups. So what does being consistent look like? This means that you need to show up in the same groups 3 to 7 times a week. Now, for this specific challenge, focus on my Radiant Mompreneurs group if you're new to networking in Facebook groups. If you've done it a little bit and you're comfortable, feel free to reach out and start doing posting in other groups, following their rules, of course, and networking in other groups. But for this challenge, make sure that you're doing the challenge in the group and networking with the people here, because we have quite a few people that are signed up. So I'm excited to see who all is going to actually participate. Now, the next thing about being consistent, you want to make sure that you're reading other people's posts and commenting on them consistently, one at a time. Now, that doesn't mean that in this challenge, depending on how many people actually participate, it might be a little much to comment on every single post that gets posted. But go through and set a time limit for yourself and say, I'm going to do this for 30 minutes, and just do it for 30 minutes, and wherever you get to in it is where you get to it. And make sure that you post your own stuff on the days, and be consistently and based on the group guidelines, not necessarily every day, but at a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week in these groups, because like I said, it's important that you put your information out there. Now with the challenge, we're going to challenge you to participate every single day, because, you know, that's what we love to do. We love to get your interaction and really build up the network here in this group. But as much as you can. If you miss a day, don't worry about it. You can just skip that day and hop in the next day, or you can do 2 days in a row on the next day and catch up. It doesn't matter. However you want to do it, feel free. It's all about getting to know each other in this group. So what does showing up as your authentic professional self mean? It means be yourself so we get to know you. Write original content for each group as much as possible and write from your heart. Now, I know this one can be a hard one, because when you're writing your content, it can get overwhelming if you're trying to write original content for every group that you're involved in, especially as busy moms. But when you can, make sure you're posting original content. If you can't, it's not the end of the world if you post the same content in multiple groups, because every group is original. But just know that there will be crossover, and there will be people in groups that will see your post multiple times, more than likely, because most people are members of multiple groups and have the same friends in different groups. Now, also, you want to make sure that you talk about your personal life at times, so you form a stronger connection with your audience. If all you ever talk about is your business, no one's going to know who you are. Now, they might know exactly what you do, but people do business with people. They don't hire you because of your knowledge. They want to know you and build that personal connection. And finally, make sure that you do tell us about your work. So you can't have it too far one way or too far the other way. Make sure that you do share what you do in your work. So that's what it means to show up authentic and professional. So what does it mean to think about the other person? Karma. It means read, like, comment on other people's posts. We all like that. How does it feel when you post a comment or you post your content and people like it and they comment on it? It makes you feel good, like it's making a difference. It's actually getting read and it's actually being seen. Give people feedback or support when they ask for it. Share their links when it feels right and or they ask you to. And consider working with people in your Facebook networking groups. You know, people, when we all have the mindset to collaborate, to come together, to work together, we all rise faster. That is what I'm trying to create here. I'm looking for a community of women who are looking to cross-promote, who are looking to support each other in any way possible, because we all have our special gifts and our special talents. And there's no competition. We are all here to better ourselves and to be the best at what we have to offer, and the things that we're not the best at, we are looking to connect so we can refer people to each other. Now, finally, this last one is, why should you initiate your own posts? Because it gives people a way to get to know you by posting in the group. And keep posting even if no one responds at first. Because here's the thing, this is more about when you're out there in the other groups. Keep posting, because there have been times when I post in groups and I don't get likes, I don't get comments, I don't get anything. But I'll have someone reach out to me because they read one of my posts, and they'll say, hey, because I read this, can we set up a call? I want to talk to you. And it got nothing. So people are reading, but they don't always want to, I guess, be visible. So we want to make sure that even if just know there are a lot of people out there watching in groups. There's a lot of people watching. And finally, make sure you're reading and respond to other people's comments on your post. Because it's one thing for you to put your stuff, your content out there in a post, and someone comments on it. You can go in and like it and comment back and start a conversation, because that's what's going to really allow you to build those connections. Now, the importance of name recognition on Facebook. Here's one. This is how it works for me personally, and it probably works this way for you also. But here's my process on Facebook. Personally, I need to see someone's name several times before I start to recognize it and remember it. And after seeing someone's name about 10 to 20 times, I start to wonder who she is, and I may visit her personal page. And once I recognize a person's name, I start to perk up when I see it and wonder what that person has to say. Then, when that person shares an interesting offer, for example, a webinar or freebie or whatever, I'll likely consider attending it myself or sharing it with my Facebook friends. So, as you can see, and like I said, that seeing someone's name 10 to 20 times, and if you're posting every single day in a group, you know, that's like a week or two where you're posting, and I'm seeing these posts, but it takes time because there's just so much going on in our lives, it takes time for people to really recognize and remember what you do. That's why you have to be consistent in your messaging when you are posting. Because if you're all over the place with your message, you won't be known as an expert at anything. And when I visit someone's personal page, you want to make sure that you have info about your work on your personal page. and a link to your business page if you have one, and make sure you have your website link in the About section. Because there's so many times when I've met people and I'm like, oh, I know so-and-so offers exactly what you need. Let me get their information and so that you can connect with them. And I'll go to their personal page, and guess what? There's no link to their business page. There's no mention about their business name. There's no website. And I'm like, I know what they do, but I don't know how to get in contact with them. So make sure that you have your personal page set up in a way that everyone can find out what you do and figure out how to connect with you and contact you about your business. Now, the last thing we're going to be talking about is finding the right Facebook groups. Your group should include your ideal clients and other professionals you want to collaborate with. Because it's really two different types of groups that you should be networking in. The ones where your ideal clients are located and the ones where you're going to learn and collaborate and connect with your peers. Now, a little info about Facebook groups. Every group has a group culture. It includes the types of posts in the group, the feeling or vibe of the group, the safety and authenticity level of the group, and how well attended the group is. So you can go into a group, join a group, and just take a look at the post and see what's the vibe. How does the group feel? Is this a good place for you to be? Does it feel natural and safe to you? And before you post anything, check out, like I said, check out the group's culture and read the group's guidelines and rules. There's nothing worse than going into a group and posting something and it just being deleted like right away. And you want to make sure that you're following the rules to the best of your ability. I know I've had issues with groups where I went in and posted and didn't realize that I was breaking a rule. And so I felt really, really bad because that's not my personality. I want to follow the rules. And there are a lot of groups on Facebook. So make sure that you're choosing 3 to 5 to use as your Facebook networking groups, probably a maximum of 7 groups, maybe 10 at the absolute most. But just know that if you get up into those numbers, you're going to be spending more than an hour or 2 a day networking and networking in those groups. But if you can focus on 3 to 5, that will really start to build up and get you that consistency and getting you results and getting those connections made so that you can cash in and get clients or collaborations. And make sure that you actually go to the groups. Don't just respond to posts that you see in your newsfeed. Because when you join groups, you'll see posts every once in a while, and it's usually the post that either a friend of yours that's in that group posted, or it's a post in that group that has a ton of interaction on. But in the meantime, there are lots of other posts that don't have much interaction on them. And so if you don't actually go to the group page, you're going to miss a lot. So during this challenge, you're going to want to make sure that you put your I'll share how to do this in the next training video, but make sure that you put the Radiant Mompreneurs group in your favorites, and that way it'll be right up there at the top of your on the sidebar on Facebook when you open it up. So here's what we covered in this training video today. We talked about the 3 keys to building relationships on Facebook, how to build relationships in Facebook groups, the importance of name recognition on Facebook, and finding the right Facebook groups. Now be on the lookout for training video number 3 coming to your inbox tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And we are going to talk about how to connect and collaborate in this challenge so you can cash in. It's really the rules of the challenge, how we're going to engage, what to expect, and how to really get the most out of this challenge. And I'm super excited to see and meet all of you and learn what you do and learn about your families and learn about anything about you. I'm just super excited to see all the new people and how we can all grow our business, grow as individuals and as moms, and really get results during this challenge. So I hope you guys found this training helpful, and I look forward to sharing more with you tomorrow. Have a great day.